Hey guys, Uncle Ray. Welcome to another episode of Crypto Bellwether. I don't always tell you what you want to hear, but I tell you what you need to hear to make an informed decision. And guys, we all need to hear and understand what I'm about to share with you because I've uncovered a lot of different things that I kind of suspected was happening, but now I know it to be true. And quite frankly, this is not news that I wanted to uncover. But just to let you know where I'm coming from, when I invest, I want to understand everything I possibly can to make informed decisions. I take it very serious. And so what I want to know is, how the system works, who's in the game, who's the players, what am I getting myself into? So, I've been spending I'm literally at about 5,000 man hours of going down the rabbit hole of crypto and digital assets and everything that we have coming down the pipe in form of Web3. And it's a constant learning curve. And now I'm watching the game change right in front of my eyes every single day. Now I'm going to make a statement, and you're probably not going to like this, but it's pretty true, and it's a very educated guess. I would say 5 years from now, there's probably going to be more money flowing into blockchain on private chains that we don't have access to than in the public sector. And that I hope I am so wrong, but in the last 2-3 weeks, when I go down the rabbit hole and start doing my research, I'm starting to see things different and I can't get to the conclusion. And I'm starting to see all these new corporation names pop up. And instead of talking about blockchain technology, they're talking about like hyper ledger fabric and all these new words that I was like, man, I'm going to have to keep studying and learning to understand what is all this stuff they're talking about and why can't I get to the conclusion of what blockchain is behind it? How are they putting those pieces together and what's at the core of it? Well, I kept hearing Hyperledger Fabric. I heard that over and over. I'm reading Hyperledger Fabric, Hyperledger Fabric. Well, I'm thinking Hyperledger Foundation, and I'm thinking HBAR, and Ethereum, Ripple, Stellar. All of those guys are part of the Hyperledger Foundation, which is part of Linux, which a lot of those originated from the Ethereum Alliance. Now, that being said, I can tell you this to be factual or very close to it. Obviously, I don't know everything, but from what I'm seeing, IBM, Accenture, and JP Morgan are the three biggest players in crypto, bar none. No one else is even close. And I'll tell you why, guys, especially in the banking sector, but it's all through, enterprise all over the globe. Here's how it works, guys. You know, blockchain and all this technology is very, very complex. There's only a handful of people that really can put these pieces together and make it make sense. And so you think about it. At the beginning, see, I thought like if you wanted to do something in the metaverse or with blockchain or supply chain or whatever, you're going to have to get in touch with, Ethereum or Algorand or something like that. Guys, that's not how it works. What you're going to do, whether you're a bank or a big corporation, you're going to call a consultant like IBM, Accenture, JP Morgan, right? Depends on which industry you're in and what relationships you've had in the past. Well, what I've been seeing lately is IBM, Accenture, JP Morgan, and a bunch of different banks and a couple of the exchanges. And so, they're big, big projects, no matter which project we're talking about, which there's hundreds going on. But I kept trying to find out, okay, who's going to get, the bulk of this? Who's benefiting? Which blockchain am I going to do a video on? Well, I kept seeing IBM, IBM, IBM on everything in Hyper Ledger Fabric. So it got me thinking. I said, okay, and I understand HBAR really well, and I love HBAR, and I know how they're set up. And one thing about HBAR that corporations love is, see, HBAR, you can budget how much it's going to cost you to run on their chain, because it doesn't go up and down with the token. It's they give you one flat fee, and that fee doesn't change. Corporate America loves that. And as we know, HBAR, can scale. It's fast. It's inexpensive. It's ESG friendly. I mean, it checks all the boxes. And we know the governors, and how the board's set up. Some of the biggest players in the world. So I said, okay, it's got to be HBAR. But I don't try. I link a lot, obviously, but I need to be able to prove the reasoning of my link. And I didn't have verification. I needed it in writing. I wanted to read HBAR is behind IBM's project, whichever project it was, but I couldn't. And it got me thinking, because Wells Fargo, HSBC, JP Morgan, they all have private blockchains. And so it got me thinking. I was like, okay, IBM, and I knew R3 I heard they were going to go have a private blockchain as well. I've been hearing all this stuff. But anyway, I said, there's got to be another token that I don't know about. They're doing, cross-border payments. They're doing all this stuff somewhere with some token. And I don't think it's HBAR. Well, guess what, guys? I was absolutely right. Now, before we dig into it, I want to show you something, because I know what you're all thinking, and believe me, guys, I get it. Like, look at this. Hyperledger Foundation. Quant has a message right there. Now, look, when we look at Hyperledger's members, everybody, all the tokens I own every one of them. XLM, Ripple, XRP, Casper Labs, let's see, Consensus, Ethereum, Energy Web. I don't own Energy Web. Hedera. Anyway, all the names, Quant, R3, right? They're all on there. And so I was thinking, okay, they're all, no matter how they slice and dice it, they're going to get a piece of their pie. Well, here's the part that you really got. Now, these are just regular members. But let's scroll up and look at, the big boy members. See, these are the premier 6. Accenture, IBM, JP Morgan, and yeah, Hitachi and what is that, Fuji and DTCC. But see, I've been seeing Accenture, IBM, and JP Morgan, guys, they got unbelievable amount of projects going on. Now, knowing that JP Morgan has a private blockchain, but they can't do everything. But see, I did a video a while back, just a couple of days ago, when JP Morgan just launched that DeFi program with Polygon and Aave. Guys, that is a game changer. And I'm telling you, and I'll do other videos on that. I don't want to get off track, but all the assets that are going to be tokenized, a bunch are going down that avenue. That's a whole different story. I don't want to get off track. But now, follow me on this. So I started thinking, man, if IBM has a token, they're basically shafting all of us of what we think we're going to get as far as how much of that pie we're going to get. Well, check it out, guys. METACOIN. METACOIN is the first blockchain and cryptocurrency based on Hyperledger. See, guys, I've been saying this and thinking it for a long time, but saying it for a little while. These guys have been cloning and catching up ever since Ripple has been in that court case. They've been changing the game on us, guys. That's exactly what they're doing. And if they have their way, they're going to go private with all these big dollars, and we might not even be able to get in on it. But I hope I'm wrong. I don't want to get on a rant. But look, listen to this. The Hyperledger is a private blockchain that is central to IBM and the Linux Foundation. So think about it, guys. That's their meat and potatoes. That's their blockchain. Why are they going to, keep using HBAR and Quant and all the ones that we know and love? They're not, guys. Here's the way I see it. They're going to, when they build these systems, see, here's what they do, just so you know. Accenture, which, guys, they are a lot different than I thought. One of the biggest guys in all of crypto, probably as much knowledge as anyone. It runs Accenture blockchain division. The man is amazing. I can't think of his name, but I just read a whole big piece on him. But anyway, Accenture and IBM, for instance, and JP Morgan, that's what they do. If it's a bank, especially for JP Morgan. But no matter what corporation it is, they want to do whatever. I want to be on the metaverse. I want to do our supply chain. We want to do whatever. Well, they call those consultants, and IBM and Accenture and JP Morgan and their little club, they get together and they say, here's our presentation. This is what you need. See, they don't know which one's best. And I'm not here to judge which one, but they don't know if XRP, cross-border payments, is better than whatever XLM or Hedera offers, or Ethereum. They don't know. And they, quite frankly, don't care, guys. Now, that's the way it's set up, which the good news for me is now I know who to follow. I don't have to follow all these blockchains. I can follow Accenture, IBM, JP Morgan, which I've already been doing, especially for JP Morgan. Now, that being said, check this out, guys. If that's not enough information and you still don't believe me, check this statement out. This blows me away. Now, stay with me because there might be some really good news at the end, and we might be able to really capitalize. I don't know. We'll have to talk about it. But look, METACOIN, MTC, Hyperledger, and the saturation of a market. That just shows you guys how much competition is in everything to do with banking and blockchain technology and putting all these pieces together. It's very saturated. But who do you think is going to win? It's just common sense, guys. The big boys with all the money. Especially look at this recession and look how everything is falling apart. All the big guns with the big money like FTX that have been backing a lot of these projects, man, where's that money going to come from? It's going to come from Wall Street, and they're going to get as much of that pie as they can. But check this out. So I was thinking, okay, they just came up with METACOIN to, kind of just put the pieces together and maybe do the banking sector. Well, no. They got a metaverse. Check this out. METACOIN MTC exists to leverage as many emerging concepts as possible. And then it talks about IBM's doing this and the Hyperledger's doing that and how competitive it is, and it's a layer one. So here's the good news. For whatever this information is worth, here's the good news the way I see it. See, the METACOIN's been on the down low for whatever reason. See, no one wants to follow the corporations. They want to follow their favorite token and come up for a reason to do a video and, tell y'all some fluff. But I don't do that, guys. I'm going to tell you the information, good, bad, and ugly. Part of this I don't like hearing because I got big bags of all of a different set of tokens that I probably wouldn't have if I understood what I do right now. But the game's changing. But now look, in the next bull run, guys, there is a very good chance that the big boys, IBM and Wall Street, who are backing all these projects in Hyperledger Fabric, and all the corporations that come on board that are going to want to invest in like the metaverse and whatever, METACOIN may be the sleeper. So we'll definitely keep that on our radar. So that being said, guys, for whatever this information is worth, it just shows you guys you got to follow the big boys, the smart money, because I tell you the truth, guys, I truly believe whenever this market crashes, and I'm not talking about just crypto, I'm talking about the global economic meltdown, the American stockbroker, stock meltdown, the American economy, something's going to break and it's going to be crazy ugly. But these corporations that I'm talking about are the ones that are going to step in. And guys, they're just going to raise the ceiling immensely, which probably the good news is it'll put a bottom in a lot of these projects, right? You know, Bitcoin and Ethereum and Matic and all those, they won't be dropping 90% in the future. It'll be probably more like the stock market. But I truly believe, guys, we pay attention and we figure out where to stack our money in the right projects and maybe have a ton of cash on the side ready to roll in the next bull market, guys, we can really, really capitalize. I'm extremely excited. I don't like the direction of where a lot of this is going, but it doesn't surprise me, guys. You know, this technology is going to be capitalized on by the people with power and with money. That's just the way the world works. But that doesn't mean we can't get our share. That's what I'm looking to do. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments section. I'm really curious what you think. I'm going to dig into this project. I'll do a lot more videos on it because I want to do an immense deep dive to uncover their ecosystem and everything. But guys, I just want to leave you with this. I'm seeing the pieces being put together. I wish I was better. I wish I had a team. I wish I could organize this better to do a lot of different slides. I can't do it because the way I learn, guys, I just read. I get the answer and I keep going. And then once 2 hours later, I can't remember except for the facts that I learned. And it's hard for me to document it and do, you know, an incredible video. I wish I was that guy. And maybe in the future, if y'all subscribe, we'll get there. But anyway, one thing I'm seeing, guys, is everything is getting tokenized. We knew that was coming. But all these little companies around the world, all these consulting firms, they're teaching the corporations and the exchanges and the banks how to set all that up. It's all coming, guys. And I can't stress enough how important that JP Morgan and that Aave and Polygon deal is. I'm seeing it. See, here's one thing that you guys probably don't totally understand, but that I know. If I go down the rabbit hole with 1,000 blockchain articles, which I'm just skimming for my facts that I'm looking for, right? I'm looking for token names or whatever. And so I'm skimming them. So I go through literally thousands of articles. But normally, I promise you, out of 1,000 articles, probably 700 of those will mention Ethereum or a blockchain or a protocol that sits on top of Ethereum for whatever that's worth. Bitcoin's always in there as well. If nothing else, a lot of times that's just to compare the difference and the contrast. So for whatever that is worth, guys, all this big projects, I can promise you, if you know about any project, some of it is going to be linked to Ethereum. Ethereum's getting their share of almost every single project. Now here's the good news probably, and the bad news as well, is I truly believe all the blockchains that we think of like Quant and XRP and XLM that have real world utility, they're going to do well and they're going to get their share. But it is not like any of those guys are the ones that are really going to run away with the lion's share. I truly believe that. Wish I was wrong, but if that changes, I'll be the first to let you know. That being said, guys, this is not financial advice, but it's time to start stacking your favorite project. Maybe slowly dollar cost averaging in right now. Now, I don't know what projects those are, and it may be a long wait because the environment in the global economy and in America and definitely in crypto and heading that way in the stock market is getting really bad. But at some point, you got to start stacking. For whatever that's worth, guys, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Hit that notification so you don't miss any of this. Let me know what you think in the comments section. And either way, share with like-minded people and hit that like button. It helps us out a lot. Come back, guys. Hopefully you found this information useful. Take care.